What's been your most popular episode so far? It's actually been my networking podcast. That one is just I say through the roof, because by my standards it's through the roof. I think it's about 30 plus podcast downloads. It's really, when it comes to the sweet spot, it's interesting. Like, I recorded that episode back in December, and prior to that was when I was really starting to get into networking. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to share what's been working really well for me. And it's almost like that was the acceleration point. So all the things I'd been doing beforehand, in community groups, answering questions, doing lives, meeting people, and then creating that episode, I don't know, that was like the sweet spot where it just compounded, or it just, quantum shifted. It just kind of, if you're looking at a graph, it just, shoots up. There's no linear to it. It just went boom. And that's been my most popular one. There are when you go looking, but it's a topic where if you want to do it the non-traditional way, which is how I do networking, it's more organic. There's definitely structure and flow to how I network. Then, that podcast episode is the one that's just taken off. It's very important to celebrate the smallest baby steps of the journey. It gives you courage to move forward. Love your style of explanation. It is encouraging me to start my podcast. And yay, starting your podcast. But celebrating those baby steps. Like on my story somewhere on Instagram, if you were to go looking, there's the very first photo of myself, and like I said, I hired a podcast coach of us after our first meeting, and uploading my first episode and everything being approved through Apple. Like, it's capturing those moments. And as I was recording podcast episodes, I was doing it through Zoom. So maybe this is something for you to consider as well, Mobina, and anyone else listening, is that you can start to, take screenshots of, like, when you've finished your podcasting episode, take a photo. You can share it on your socials, in your stories, and people get that behind the scenes. And particularly as you're growing your podcast,